Hello and welcome to Yanga Shop. My name's Julian Ballantyne. I like to think over the last few weeks here at Yanga Shop, we've found a real multitude of different products, different presenters, different guest presenters, but today we've got a fireball. How are you, Lord of Liverpool?
Fantastic, thank you, Julian.
Lovely to see you.
Ditto.
We've been told we can't get any closer because the director won't let us.
Oh, right, say no more, say no more, say no more, Julian.
Lord of Liverpool, it sounds like a stage name. Is that a real name?
It certainly is my real name. It's not a stage name. It does sound like a stage name, but it's my real name.
Lorna, you were born in Britain or you were born in the West Indies?
I was born in Britain. I think I was born in Clapham. I lived in Clapham, then
Yes.
we moved to Camberwell.
Yep, round
So
the
I
corner
was-
from Brixton.
That's right, so I was born in South London.
How was that back in the day? Because when I went to school, there was literally 3 or 4 black children in 1,000 people. It was quite different where you went to school.
Yeah, absolutely. It's very diverse, very multicultural, very vibrant. You know, you see all different, people from different backgrounds. A lot of culture there going on in Brixton. Very vibrant place to grow up.
But as we said, we don't see colour. All we see is love.
Love, absolutely, absolutely. We're star children, aren't we?
Aren't we just?
Love's got no colour as far as I'm concerned.
You've had a wonderful journey, and you have had a wonderful journey, but you told me before, when you were going on a tube, going back to the private nursery,
Yes.
getting back on a bus, your life, although you had a great job, wasn't as great when you take all that travelling into consideration. That's fairly true, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, when you have a child, your perspective of life completely change. Your child, you want to revolve your life around your child as opposed to your child revolving their life around you. So when my daughter came along in 2006, and I had a whole year out from work, and then I went back to work when she was very young.
Yes.
And it was very kind of hands-on, very full-on, really.
Sure. Challenging.
Very, just the word I'm looking for, challenging, very challenging indeed, commuting on the train, on the tube, on the trams, on the buses. And then I started to sort of say to my husband, what can I do from home just to help out? You know,
Yes.
the bills to pay, mortgage to pay.
Of course.
So, and I thought, writing, and I was going to the libraries a lot and looking at what kind of books, they're multicultural books that they had in the library.
Was it a massive choice of multicultural
Do you know
books?
something? In my local library, there was quite a lot there. I wouldn't say in abundance, but there were
Sure.
a few. But then I wanted something different. I was looking and I'm thinking, do you know something? I could kind of put a bit of spice in that. Something
like
different.
that.
Put a spice in there.
Put a bit of spice
Put
in
a
that.
spice in there. And I was looking for something to help children. Not only expose children to African cultural awareness, I was looking for something to help children, promote children to believe in themselves
Yes.
and to persevere. You know, because you go through challenges in your life sometimes.
Of course, don't we
But
all?
it's how you cope along that journey. It's not always
Sure.
the destination. You learn through the journey, don't you, in life? And then when you get to the destination, you thought, wow, I'm there, I'm finally there. But you learn so much jewels when you're on that journey.
Let's take you back to being 14, because when you were 14, 'tis true that you won a competition.
I certainly won a competition in DD, yes.
And that was a poetry
In a
competition.
poetry competition at school. in
So you've
secondary.
always dabbled with writing.
I did dabble, not in abundance, but I did dabble at the age of 14 when I won a competition. And I used to sort of write short stories along my journey. But it was nothing very substantial, so to speak. It was always just sort of dabbling. And I always knew that I would write books about Africa. I just, I kind of stopped and started. And I knew
Yeah.
there was something always there in the making.
Yeah.
But my philosophy, everything in life has got its appointed time and not
Sure.
before.
Okay.
So but
It's due when it's due.
well, it's
Like
due
a
when
baby.
absolutely, it's due when it's due, and then when it came in abundance. I knew
Wonderful.
the time was right.
What came in abundance was a dance to remember. Now, I think back in our day, make this a night to remember. Would have been dancing to that. Get ready tonight.
Absolutely, that's right. Absolutely.
Talk to me about this book.
Well, A Dance to Remember. The first scene is about when Kahina, the main character, she's in this dance studio.
Yes.
And she's practicing for her practicing her African dance routine for a big event that she'll be doing in the park next day. On the last day of rehearsal, she forgets her dance routine, her dance steps, and she's feeling really, really glum. Her dance teacher reassures her and says to her it's quite natural to feel a bit nervous the day before the event.
Imagine forgetting.
Absolutely.
Just stop me there for one second. Let's give you the details straight away and tell you that 372471. That's the item number. Only $6.99. Great value. $1.99 postage and packing, of course, for this incredible book. Now, to continue. So the day before,
Yes.
she forgets her dance steps.
Yeah, absolutely. So you can imagine any little young girl who's been practicing her dance routine for quite a while, doing really well, and all of a sudden now she just can't remember her dance steps, feeling really, really glum. A teacher tries to reassure her and say, don't worry, it's quite natural. She's not convinced, she's still very glum. Her mum walks in after the dance rehearsal. She starts crying. Her mum says, look, Kahina, I believe in you. You must believe in yourself.
Well, that's not a bad rhetoric to take forward, right? Believe in yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you think most people are lacking in confidence nowadays as younger people?
I think so a lot.
I do too.
Absolutely. That's why I thought it was a necessity to put these gems in my novel. Just so, you know, when you're a parent, you don't always have the know-how, the tools that you need sometimes, the reassurance, what do I say when my child is feeling very sad? But if you read the book, you say, well, you know, that might help them along the way by saying, you know, I believe in you. You believe in yourself, honey. You're going to be just great beyond great. You know, and also Daddy, when she gets home, Daddy's saying to her, Kahina, you're going to be brilliant beyond brilliant on the day. So Daddy's very proactive. Very important to show that.
Who's this man here who's got the ability to fly? Kind of like him.
It's a lady, it's an ancient one, it's a lady.
Oh, really?
It's a lady, ancient one. There's one of the ancestors on the other side. She's going to go on a magical adventure where she meets all her ancestors going back hundreds and hundreds of years. So I'm not going to give you too much of the story away, but she's going to have an adventure to remember. And the key is, will she have the confidence to perform at the park the next day, the big event the next day? That's the key. But along her journey, she's going to have a magical time, a magical adventure. She's going to meet all the ancestors going back hundreds of years.
It's a very clever book. It really is. Let's focus on this illustration. I want you to come in and focus on this. And the reason why I'm saying that, beautifully, beautifully illustrated. You tried many artists before settling on this amazing woman. So Sarah Louise, changed her name, married name. So
Yes.
is she Guy now?
She's Guy now, she's married now.
And formerly she was Sarah Louise Hibbs.
That's correct.
She's got a bit of a talent, hasn't she?
She's an amazing, amazing illustrator. She's an amazing person. She's absolutely beautiful. She's a wonderful, 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 wonderful person. Very patient. And I think you need a lot of patience when you're working with me, to be honest, because I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, if I'll be honest with you.
Did you not say that partway through the story, when you had the illustrator and you saw your vision reaching fruition, that you changed the story in places?
Yeah, I did, absolutely, because I think during that time also, I think my nan had passed away as well, so I wanted to incorporate a little bit of the essence of my nan into the story as well.
Is that Nan right there?
Yeah, Grandma P, yeah, absolutely. So it kind of slightly changed, but Sarah's got such a beautiful energy about her that, you know, she's so relatable, you know, you would just sort of gel together. It was just so amazing working with Sarah. Absolutely fabulous person to work with.
So the illustrations are absolutely fantastic.
They are indeed.
Kahini. Who was Kahini based on? Is it your daughter, possibly loosely?
Kahina, you know something? When I did the script before my daughter was born.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I did the script, but it was just kind of, you know, didn't finish it at all.
Fairly loose.
Very, very loose indeed. And the main character was my daughter's name. Her name's called Aset. It's an Egyptian deity called Aset,
Yes.
which means Almighty Throne. But then I thought to myself, if I have another child, it wouldn't be fair to just base a book just on one child. Because
Yes.
I mean, I wanted to do series upon series of the main character. So I had to change the name as well to, you know.
Well, then your son came along a few years later,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely, absolutely. But yeah, Kahina, I wanted her to be I wanted children to say, wow, mummy, she's beautiful. She's unique. You know, I wanted to make sure that the afro hair going on there.
Sure.
Because, you know, without a doubt, you know, she's a beautiful, unique character and she's very beautiful. And I want a lot of children to sort of see themselves when they actually
It's nice to be able to see
yourself,
themselves.
you see yourself, but also see other. It's a very, very diverse in my book. You know, you go along in the park, for example, you see a beautiful woman wearing a sari, and there's a chap who's wearing a Sikh turban. So it's very diverse.
If you'd like to order this, remember 372471. That's the item number, $6.99, $1.99 postage and packing. It was something we discussed this morning, Lorna.
Yeah.
We said age group that would appreciate this book. You reckon what, 3 upwards?
3 upwards, 3 to 8. I mean, 3 to 9. It's a book that everybody will enjoy because it's packed with not only just knowledge, it's packed with vibrant, colourful illustrations. It's a magical adventure going on there. It's an amazing book. I've been told many times.
Good.
I've been
and
told,
rightly so.
Now,
you worked at the Beeb for quite some time,
Beeb,
didn't you?
only for 10 years.
BBC.
Over 10 years.
Over 10 years at the BBC.
Over 10 years. So I started as a temp, would you believe, for only 3 weeks.
Oh, you were going to be there for 3 weeks, stay there for 10 years?
1997 I started, and my manager at the time said to me, you're overqualified for the job, but we'll take them for 3 weeks during the Christmas period, and if we like you, if we like you and you like us and you do really well, we might extend your contract for another 6 months. And 6 months came and I thought, well, what's going on? I'm still here.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, I'm still here.
I'm part of the woodwork.
Can I get be permanent staff? And I had to apply for my job. I had to go to White City and apply for my job. And then 10 years later, I was there.
Wow. Did you enjoy that?
I loved it. Amazing job. Amazing people that I met on my journey.
Any secrets about some of these famous people?
Well, something. There's one particular chap. They're all beautiful. Everybody's famous as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah,
really.
good for you.
But Jeremy Vine, he's absolutely amazing, beyond amazing.
Did he not mention you on a radio
Yes,
show?
absolutely. I was busy working in my office and I received a email from one of my colleagues in another department. He said to me, Lorna, Jeremy Vine was talking about you with Ken Bruce on the radio, and he was saying how wonderful you are and how helpful you was during the time when he came to get his identification badge done. So that was really thoughtful and very sweet of him to actually do that, to be honest. I just...
But when you walked into it, you went, hello, darling. And
hello,
you put me under your wing. I thought it was the other way round. But the confidence, and I presume obviously this is a gift for, we think 3 to 8. Now, you'll know your own children or your own nephews and nieces or grandkids, what they will appreciate. But if you're buying this for someone that's never seen the book, what are they going to receive? What do you think?
Something? They're going to receive a beautiful, amazing, colourful illustration. They're going to learn about African cultural awareness because in the Dance to Remember, they talk about the djembe drums. The djembe drums playing. Oh, sorry, no, sorry, the Ngoma. Apologies, Ngoma drum. So they're learning new words about African cultural awareness. And also they're learning about, this little girl had problems remembering a dance routine.
Yes.
But did she give up? Did she persevere? And the answer is, when you continue reading, you'll find out what the answer is.
Yeah, we're not going to spoil it.
We're not going to spoil it for you. And it's amazing, colourful, enjoyable, magical. If you're into magical adventure, you're going flying,
Sure.
you're going in the vortex, and this is the book for you.
We're the same age. I was born in 64, you were born in 65.
You're just slightly older, aren't you? Yes.
I'm slightly older, but we're the same school year. You're August, I'm September,
Yes.
so we're the same school year.
Yes.
It's funny because I was fairly ignorant about my African history as a youngster. I remember being a young teenager and wanting to be West Indian because it sounded cooler.
Everybody said
And it was
that.
only when we saw Roots, when it first came out with Alex Haley, when we saw Roots, that we realised that we're all from Africa.
Yeah.
And it was something that was never told, and that story was never told.
Absolutely.
And it's only now when we see, because when I was in a slightly different environment than you.
Yeah.
I was in primarily a white society with my white mum,
Yeah.
and unfortunately my African father went back to fight the Biafran War, and big
Yeah.
stories, I'm sure we've all got a big story. But I didn't realise that there were the black children. I didn't realise that when I was little. And it's only when I came to live in London, and I realised, I thought,
Wow.
you know what? We are pretty much all the same.
Bless. We are, to be honest, really. You know, as I said before, love's got no colour. And when I see a person, I see the essence of who they are, not the colour of your skin.
Sure.
You know, but I mean, I was very fortunate enough to be in an environment where wherever I went, I saw myself, you know.
Do you think your smiles carried you through a long way and opened lots of doors? Because as soon as you walked in today, the whole studio went, whoa.
Yeah, you know,
What is it?
Yeah, everybody says that. I think I've got my mum to thank because Mum, she's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful person. You know, she brought us up just to be happy. Be happy.
Well, primarily that's all you need
Just
to
be
be. Right?
happy and just love. And Mum didn't talk about colour.
Sure.
We wasn't in colour about this person, that person. We didn't have that environment where
Yeah.
we talk about colour. I would treat you according to how you treat me, whether you're green, blue, black or pink.
Doesn't matter.
And it's as simple as
Yeah.
that. And I'm a typical Leo. I'm very extrovert, very bouncy, bubbly, and I love life and I'm very happy.
A lion? Put 'em up, put 'em up.
I'm ready to fight. Yeah,
Well, I can
absolutely.
imagine.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, you fought to bring this incredible novel, and I've read it, and it was great because it's something you could read over a few minutes or an hour or so at night time to the children.
Yes.
But it's something you're not going to just read once. It's something you can keep reading. Now, when Nickham's 5, my little grandson, all he wants to do now, and I'm trying to get him back to books because tablets. It's all about this tablet or. Grandad, I love you. Can I use your mobile phone to do Roblox? I don't know what Roblox is.
My son's into that at the moment.
Oh, is it really?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I don't even know what it is.
Minecraft. And my hubby said to my son, now, come on, off the computer.
Sure.
It's called addiction, really. And we say, get the books out now. Come on, baby, get the books
But
out.
the books, I remember, because again, when I was little, my mum brought 5 of us up pretty much single-handedly.
Yes.
But when I was little, I always remember getting a Blue Peter annual for Christmas. If you got a blue, and that book was so special. And one year, my mum got me this amazing book. I said, Mum, you bought me Liver Whist. And she went, it's not Liver Whist because it was a big O and a big T that I didn't see. I just read Liver Whist.
Oh, bless.
Oliver Twist.
Oh, bless.
Well, if
What
you're
you-
thinking, please, Jules, can I have some more? Yes, you can, because you can order this. 372471. That's the item number. This is an incredible book. A
Thank you,
Dance to
darling.
Remember. Written by Lorna Liverpool. It's a name easily remembered and certainly shouldn't be forgotten. But as you said, illustrated by the amazing Sarah Louise Hibbs. Hibbs, now married name, Sarah Louise G.
Gee, that's correct. I keep getting it wrong. Is it G? Get it right, Lorna. She's now married. She's got a beautiful husband, really beautiful husband. So she's a beautiful person.
Good. We're going to go to a short break. We are indeed. However, when we come back in a few moments' time, when you've made a success at your first books and it's in libraries and you went to Black History Month, etc.,
Yes.
and we'll talk to you about that in a few moments' time.
Fabulous.
If you like to order, remember, the first book, A Dance to Remember, was from 2014, right?
2014 published.
Published 2000. Getting a book published, lucky girl. 372471, $6.99, $1.99. That is, in fact, postage and packing. We'll be back in a few moments here, right on Yanga Shop, where we'll find out more about Lorna Liverpool. Don't you dare go too far away. We'll see you in a few moments from now.
Every day on Yanga, I'm joined by at least 2 fabulous guests for Nonny Chat, where we discuss the hot topics that affect you, me, and the community. Nothing is off limits. So why don't you make a date to join us? And I promise, whether you agree with us or not, we'll definitely keep you entertained. Nonny, every day on Yanga TV.
Welcome to Yanga Shop, a new and exciting shopping platform for you to order all your Christmas goodies. Even if you're just window shopping, well, it's nice to have you on board. You can catch us on Sky Channel 453 and Freesat Channel 171. Or why don't you head to our website, which is yangashop.tv, to see a full range of all of our products. Hello and welcome back to Yanga Shop. Delighted to say that Lorna Liverpool. It does sound like a stage name,
Don't you love
doesn't
me,
it? Lorna Liverpool.
Da, da, da.
Yeah, it sounds like it should be, yeah. It's like name in lights. Well, your name
Absolutely.
are in lights. You were first published 2014.
That's correct. Julie.
We talked a few moments ago about A Dance to Remember.
Yes.
and it's great. Just reiterate about this story, because the item number 372471. Reiterate about this one before we talk about this one.
That's okay. Again, A Dance to Remember is based, Kahina is the main character, and she's in the dance studio practicing her dance routine, African dance routine, for a big festival for the next day. She forgets her dance steps, feeling very, very glum indeed. Her dance teacher tries to reassure her and say to her it's quite natural to feel a little bit nervous before the event, and she's still not quite convinced at all. And then her mummy, at the end, her mummy comes to collect her from, after she's finished doing her steps and so forth. And her mum is reassuring her again. It's very important to reassure your child when they're very, 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 very upset. And her mum says to her, look, I believe in you. You must believe in yourself.
Sure.
And, and then when she gets home, Daddy's saying to her, don't worry, you're going to be brilliant, beyond brilliant on the day. And then they present her with a chain, Ankh chain. For her Is that too much information?
We'll hold it right there. That is the first book, of course, A Dance to Remember, beautifully illustrated by Sarah Louise. Depends which name you want, the Hibbs or the G.
That's right.
Married name, of course. Let me tell you about this, because this time those details are changing to 372472. So A Dance to Remember, huge success. These books can be seen where incidentally? Where can I find these books? Because did you not say they're in libraries all over Britain, in Ireland?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's start from Croydon. Let's start from my neck of the
Croydon.
woods. Croydon, Borough of Croydon, for example. You can find my novels in every single library in the Croydon Borough.
That's fabulous.
Every single. And also in Southwark Borough, you can find my books in every single library.
How did that come about? Did you approach them? Did they
I approached them, absolutely.
And said, may I?
And I sent them my press release. I got a press release that was done for me, professional press release. And some libraries I gave, donation, a copy of it in the beginning when I first started my journey, just so they could have a flavour of what. And they all love the vibrant, colourful illustration. They love the print of the actual, the words that they're printed for young children. They're in Ireland. There's 12 libraries in Dublin. My novel's in 12 libraries in Dublin.
Amazing.
And a County Wicklow. And Edinburgh, there's 8 libraries in Edinburgh. And they actually invited me for Black History Month, which was so amazing.
What was that like?
It was a beautiful experience when I went to Edinburgh, and the children, they thoroughly enjoyed the storytelling.
Massively multicultural as well up there, I'm guessing.
Not really, not at all. When I was where the libraries that I went to,
sure.
I didn't see.
I went to Glasgow fairly recently, and it was
not in Edinburgh. Not where I went. The libraries that I went to,
sure.
They were all school children that were actually. The storytelling was based in the library.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter. It's the warmth and love that I received. I'll never forget the love that was there. And I bought my djembe and ngoma drums, and we did a bit of African drumming playing for the children.
Amazing.
So it sort of reinforced about the story. So they had the drumming going on, and I did like a template of.
Did you do the reading?
Oh, absolutely. And I got worksheets with templates of the drums. So they designed their own drums.
Oh, lovely.
So just reinforcing what they've learnt.
Wonderful.
And look, boy grabbed me and said, Lorna, thank you so much for coming.
How old are they? Were they toddlers? Or?
They're toddlers. They're about 8 or 9 maybe.
Really?
Oh, it could be 7, 8.
Sure.
About 7, yeah. It's just
Great.
amazing. The love that I received was amazing. And they thoroughly enjoyed the story.
Let's discuss this story. As we mentioned, same price, $6.99, 372472. Let's discuss this.
Yes.
What's this story? I can see something there from Egypt. Maybe?
Egypt, the hieroglyphs there. You see the hieroglyphs there indeed, my darling. Absolutely.
The hidden treasures.
Yeah, so it's based on, again, Kahina, the main character. Again, is the second series.
I love this too. This book belongs to.
You like that? Da, da, da.
I do like
Julian's
that.
name on there.
Yeah. The Museum of Ancient Kemet. So describe this book without giving too much away.
I'll try my best not to go too into details. Again, because I've been to Egypt before, and I kind of thought that I wanted to do the second book based on Ancient Kemet, which means the land of black. So before it was called Egypt, it was called Kemet. And I just wanted to, again, Kahina, she's on a school trip. and they're learning at school.
So same central character.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're learning about ancient Kemet and all the powerful deities that existed in ancient time. And again, she's going to go on another magical adventure again, because again, she's got that special Ankh chain that her grandmother had left for her. So again, she's going
Has
to...
that got magical powers?
Absolutely.
Ooh.
Oh, absolutely, indeed, Julian. I'm not going to give too much of the story away, but yes, indeedy. But again, it's based on a magical adventure. She's going to go back in
this
time.
character?
That's Grandma P again. From the
She's there.
So she's there again. She's going to meet her on a journey. Her Ankh chain's going to start levitating in the air. The pyramid that you just saw has got Ankh impression. And then all of a sudden, you're going to see her Ankh chain's going to be lifted from around her neck. And she's going to go back in time. And it's about really dealing with the mental. It's about self-confidence, believing in yourself. And the treasures are really you. You are the hidden treasures. That's all I'm going to say to you. Not giving too much away.
No, you are the hidden treasure. I like that.
You are the hidden treasures.
So, is it the same age group between 3 and 8 for this journey?
The same again, my darling. The same again, Julian.
Great gifts for children, grandkids, nieces,
Absolutely.
nephews. Is it specifically for a little girl, or do you see it for both?
Do you know something? It could be for both. I've had many people buying it for their boy children. My third book that I'm writing at the moment is kind of geared more also the main character again for the series 3. We're going more for boys, really heavily more involved for boys. I mean, ask like, what about the boys?
Your son's influence maybe there?
Do you know something? It's just that what I've been hearing, that they love the 2 novels. Your customers are saying that I love it so much. I've got a boy child. What about the boys? What about the boys? What about the boys?
Well,
so I'm going
you've got
to
to say
accommodate them. I'm going to accommodate
Did
them.
you not say that he actually helped you with some of the diction?
He
here?
did, you
Could
know, my little
explain
one.
that?
Yeah, when you're sort of reading, so you're writing, and you're sort of saying, I'm using the word amazing, I'm using the word wonderful. Yeah, and you're thinking, what else can I use? I said to my son, what else can I use? What other words can I use? What about epic? I said, right, we're going to write it down here in the script, epic. And my daughter had a little line as well, and you had Kahina. She had to sit down with the ancestors, and I said, what can I sort of put in? What line should I put for that? And my daughter said, Mommy, why don't you just put in, and she sat down gently down. She sat down gently down. I said, right, we're going to put that in the script now. So you got the essence of them in there as well.
Well, it's great because sometimes when Nicholm talks to his little friends, I'm thinking, is it the same language? You've got all these words that I didn't even know about.
I know, it's lovely too. It's lovely, and hubby put a little bit of essence in it, my hubby as well. He put some of his essence in there as well.
Get him name checked.
Because I wanted my family to feel a part of me. When you're busy writing away, your story, your script, so to speak. And then, I said, hubby, I'm just stuck here. Where should I go from here? And it's really nice when I can sort of say, well, hubby's got a bit of his essence in that story there. And my son and my daughter. So, yeah, so years to come, they can sort of say, what?
If you like both books, let me change these details, because if you like both books, 372,473. Now remember, $6.99 and $6.99, that's the best part of £14, but not. $12.99 is the price, and we're keeping that postage and packing at $1.99. We are almost out of time. My lovely floor manager, she's been helping us for ages. It's our glory. She's looking at me to say, George, you're finished. Stop talking. I'm going to say it's an absolute delight to meet you.
Thank you, Julie. Thank you for having me. Thank you so much.
And will you promise you'll bring the next book with a little bit of influence of boys, maybe?
I certainly will, Julian. Watch this space.
Watch this space, indeed. Well, hopefully you'll continue to watch this space. My name is Julian Ballantyne. This is Lorna Liverpool. Can't go wrong with Lorna Liverpool. I just love that name.
Thank you for having me.
And you've been watching Yanga Shop, and hopefully you'll spend a little bit more time with us very, very soon. You take care. Bye-bye.
Every day on Yanga, I'm joined by at least 2 fabulous guests for Nonny Chat, where we discuss the hot topics that affect you, me, and the community. Nothing is off limits. So why don't you make a date to join us? And I promise, whether you agree with us or not, we'll definitely keep you entertained. Noni, every day on Yanga TV.